What's going on, guys? I've got some stuff to show back from my little hiatus that I took. I actually don't really know how long it's been since my last video, but I just want to show off some things that I'm working on, and I'm gonna do a little repair video today. Not customizing, not modeling. Um, Lot of Spawn stuff. Well, not Spawn, but like Image, McFarlane toys, that kind of thing. Image Comics, if you're not aware. I have this Max figure here. I think this is the only the Max figure, unless you go a custom route. But I don't really want to make a custom Max figure. I like this guy. I got him a couple days ago. He looks pretty good, I think. Captures the build of the Max really well. He's got enormous muscles, the hunched back. His shoes made of like trash and scraps. He's got the like beluga whale mouth right there. Um, this is still a little bit of a work in progress, but he does have these like holes. He did have these holes on the top of his head, where this like headdress plugged in. It had like feathers on it, and this actually I'll just show it off here. I have it in a bag. I don't like it. Not because like I think it looks bad, but I just think I don't like these kinds of accessories. It's this thing, and it goes on his head, and it looks something. I don't really know. I just don't like the fake like fur on it. I think it looks kind of weird. It would look something like that, and I just think it looks cleaner without it. So I took it off and I filled in the holes with some sculpting putty. Um, there was some other paint damage on this guy, but I got him looking pretty good. I think he looks pretty good. So yeah, he's gonna go in the collection. Or actually, I might leave him separate. I'm not really sure yet. Um, but yeah, love the color scheme, and I love this figure. I think it's really really cool. Um, what else have I been working on? I got this also work in progress. I like to have a lot of projects going at the same time. Um, this little 1/72nd scale tank here. Let me zoom in on this. Ooh. So it's got the Afrika Korps logo here. Um, these are water slide decals. The Afrika Korps, I believe that's the Afrika Korps logo. It's the palm tree with the swastika on it. Um, I'm sorry if you get offended with anyone watching this. If they get offended by it, I look at it as a piece of history. It's the accurate logo. Um, of what would have probably been on this tank, so I threw it on there. I try to keep my models as historically accurate as possible. And then it's got the Iron Cross there on the side, at least I believe that's what that's called. And then I made these tarps. I probably should have done it on camera, but I'll give a little bit of a description on how to do it. So what you're going to want is tissue. I just have a box of puffs here. I took, a tissue like this. You can see the detailing on it is also on the model. That like kind of speckling right there. You see how it's kind of like it's got those like indentations on it. Um, I put that on the model, and then I put super glue down. And I got this like it bonds the napkin or the tissue to the model. All I'm going to say, because I don't know if people watch my videos and think, oh hey, that's pretty awesome, I'm gonna go do that. First of all, wear gloves. I didn't the first time I did this, and what happens is the super glue, when it gets on the tissue, it wets it, but then it doesn't immediately bond it to anything. But if you touch it with your finger, it immediately bonds to your finger, and then you've got like a sheet of super glued tissue on your finger that you've got to like pull off, and it really hurts to like rip it off of your skin. Um, Also do this in a very well ventilated area. I did this in my spray booth. It was running, blowing the fumes outside. It started smoking. I don't know why. So wear eye protection, wear a respirator, and do this in a well ventilated area. because it is probably not good for you to inhale smoking super glue. Um, and also wear gloves. Please be very, very careful with this stuff. Um, but yeah, once it's done, it becomes rock solid. So I cannot move this on the side here. That is like, it is stiff. So yeah, and I also did it on the barrel too. I think it came out pretty good. The only thing I really have left to do to this thing is the antenna, or the tow hook here needs to be painted. And I want to paint the gas canisters and some other stuff on it. But overall, I think it came out really good. I'm really happy with it. But yeah, if I ever go about doing this again, um, I will definitely be a little more careful. And I know for the first time doing it as well, it's really, really nasty to get on your fingers. The model is from a company, I believe it's called IPM or something like that. Um, I don't know, but it's a 1/72nd scale tank. I don't know where the box is. I don't have it in here with me, so it looks cool though. You can probably just image search it, but yeah, no, it's a really, really nice looking model. 1/72nd scale, so it's a lot simpler of a build. But yeah, so that's that. Everything else is pretty much normal. So yeah, that's that model. What else do I got here that I've been working on? Here's this orc. It's a work in progress. Let me zoom in on that bad boy there. Some sort of like orc captain. Brighten this up a little bit. Nah, that didn't really work. Pretty small figure. It's a D&D scale. You know, here it is next to the forearm of a G.I. Joe, in case you're wondering, scale. No, for actual scale comparison, I make that joke a lot, but I'll scale it next to some currency there, a penny, some forbidden currency. So yeah, it's a pretty small figure. I know this setup doesn't really do it justice. When I finish the figure, I'll actually show it off. So that's that figure. I think it looks pretty cool. I've got this. Oh, I have this Warhammer figure here that I painted. Oops. That is inspired by the Max's color scheme. So it's not done yet, of course. But yeah, I have this guy who, you know, he's got the yellow stripe on the head. I'll bring in the Max again here so you can kind of see the similarities. He's got the stripe on the head. He's all purple. I'm going to do the hands to be like a yellow to orange fade. I'm not there yet, but yeah, I think it's coming out pretty good. I used some 1/72nd scale water slides on the legs. So you can see one there, and there's one on the shin pad there. But yeah, so that's looking pretty cool, I think. I might paint the like part of the face mask to be a bone color, kind of similar to the teeth there. I like to get creative with my Warhammer guys. I don't like to just paint them all blue and gold. So yeah, that's that really. But today, what the main attraction of the video is, I'll zoom out my camera here. I don't know how well this thing's gonna fit in frame. It's a very large figure. I have a Spawn figure here today. It's not Spawn, but it is Overkill. Massive, massive figure here. He's broken. I got him for free from a toy seller. So he's got this parking meter here as his weapon of choice there. Nothing's wrong with this. This is in pretty good shape. But the problem I shall demonstrate here. First of all, just go over a couple things. This is a pretty cool looking figure. The colors are a little crazy. I'm probably going to buy this guy again, so I actually don't really know why I'm fixing it. But I just kind of wanted to make a video. I didn't have anything to make a video on, so I thought I'll make a video on this guy. Gonna be doing some repainting and fixing him. But what's wrong with the figure in the first place? Well, let me show you. That's not supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen is the head is supposed to stop right about there. But Uncle Todd McFarlane, decided that he would super glue the head in. Now, if anyone has worked with super glue, that's not a very good bond. It's not a good idea to use super glue, or not super glue, sorry, hot glue. It's not a very good idea to use hot glue to do anything like this. Hot glue has a very, very weak bond. So it's more of like a craft thing than something that should be used with toys. I would say the only instance in which hot glue is really useful with toy making, specifically toys, because with modeling it has a lot more uses. I use hot glue to make bases, like build up terrain on bases. But with with toys, the only thing it should really be used for, I would say a good use for it is like Spider-Man's webs. There are people who make Spider-Man webs with like a hot glue type of thing, and those look really, really good. So yeah, those are a really nice use for hot glue, but other than that, not it. It is not the move. Do not use hot glue for things like this. But I'll get a little closer here on the figure. Show off some of the things that it needs work on. There's some paint missing there. The blue needs touching up. There's some spots there. I might try and sand that off because that looks pretty rough. There's some more just spots all over the figure. There's some spots back here. I'm probably not going to go crazy with it because, like I said, there's a very high chance I'm going to end up buying this figure again because this is from the original Spawn wave, so it does come with a comic. And I like Spawn a lot. He's one of my favorite superheroes for sure. So, I don't really want to not have this figure new. I've bought all my other Spawn figures new. So, yeah, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of touching up on this guy. And then once I get it fixed and touched up, when I do get a new one, I don't really know what I'll do with this guy. Maybe I'll customize it. Maybe I'll give it to a friend. I'm not really sure yet. But yeah, so what I'm going to start with is fixing the neck. I don't really know how I'm going to capture it on camera. So I might end up pausing the recording. I'm doing this live and I'm not editing the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Mr. Hobby Mr. White putty. Right here, this stuff. You can get it at Hobby Lobby for like $5. I'm gonna put it where the head, on the underside of the head, it's gonna go like right there. And then the head I'm gonna push in. I'm trying to do this behind the camera. Push it in and lock it. And then I'm just gonna leave it there for probably about like 30 minutes and let that fully cure. And then I'm gonna see if it works, and if the head goes flying off, then I have no idea what I'm going to do. But I'm hoping Mr. Putty doesn't fail me. It's been pretty good to me when I've been using it, so I'm going to give it a shot. I don't really want to use Milliput because Milliput, I think, has a weaker bond than this stuff, and I'm running out of Milliput, and I don't think Hobby Lobby carries it anymore. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Mr. Putty, because I can buy another tube of this stuff if I need to. And then I'll get on to the painting. So, I'm going to pause the record. No, I might apply it. Yeah, I think I'll try and apply it with the recording still going. So let me do that. Alright, so I've got the camera positioned so I can do this. I'm just going to put it in this bottle cap. I use these for mixing paints and whatever. So, got the putty here. When you take the cap off, wait, let me, actually, before I start, let me blow his head off here. So, I'm going to try and get it. Let me, I'm going to use this rifle. I'm going to try and get the putty, like, right here. If you look, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Inside there's a spring. Let me turn the brightness up here. You can see that in there. There's the spring is inside. I'm going to try and get the putty to bond on the spring without hitting the wall of the shaft. So here we go. I'm going to put the putty in the bottle cap. When you take the cap off, it is going to string, like you can see right there. So try not to let that get on anything, because it does make a mess. I'm going to get some there. It's kind of like toothpaste, so you can see there. And then you just put the cap back on. Alright. So now, I'm not going to be able to get this on camera. So sorry about that, guys, but that's how this works. Sometimes how it is needs to be. Alright, so I've got some on the neck right there. Then I'm going to get my knife. And I'm going to need to move this so that it's actually knife's running away from me. Alright, so I got it pretty much positioned how I need it on the neck. And then that's going to go in. And hopefully that'll bond. I really, really hope that bonds. So, I'm going to leave that. And while that's curing, I'm going to do some painting. So, let me grab the paints I'm going to use. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do, I think I'm going to start with the yellow. I mainly want to hit this side right here. You can see all the paint damage there. Actually you can't, so you're going to have to trust me. Oh, you kind of can. Yeah, there we go. See all that? No good. No good. Got to touch that up. This looks super thick, too. It doesn't look like they thinned their paint at all on this. Well, I mean, of course they didn't. It was a factory, but still, like, the paint application is kind of yikes. But that's okay. That's what I'm here for. So, I'm gonna get a start on this. Alright, so I'm gotta mix up this paint a little bit here. So I'm gonna start with the yellow, like I said. I think I'm gonna try it straight out of the bottle. I think it should be fine. And just gonna apply it straight onto the figure. Try and get as close as I can to the arm without getting yellow on the figure. There. So I'm going to wait for that to dry. You can probably watch it dry in real time, actually. This paint dries really quick. Something I will say about this figure that I'm very, very impressed with is that the arms and legs are solid plastic. If someone comes into my home unwelcomed with the intent to do harm, I am throwing this figure at them, and I may seriously injure them. This thing, I mean, like, solid plastic. There is absolutely no air in this figure whatsoever. It weighs about as much as a textbook without any exaggeration whatsoever. This is a very heavy figure. So yeah, it's definitely well made. I will say that. The only flaw is the decision to make the head attached to the neck with hot glue. That was a horrible decision on McFarlane's part. But I will excuse it because it is like literally one of the first figures ever made by McFarlane Toys. So yeah, it's excusable, I would say. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply the second coat here. There we go. So oh, I think I got a little yellow on the arm. That's okay. I have a paint that is the same color as that plastic. But I'm gonna apply these layers of paint off camera. I think if you watch my videos, you probably know how to paint, so I'm not gonna go over the individual step-by-step process, but give you the paints. You're gonna want Pro Acrylic. I think this is called Brilliant Yellow, Warm Yellow. Then for the blue, you're gonna want Turquoise. And then for the torso, you're going to want Vallejo White. So, there's your color guide. I'll come back when I'm done painting it. Yeah, so there's some overkill for you, which is actually the name of the figure. This guy's pretty cool. I like him. Very heavy figure. I don't know if the fix worked, so I'm going to take the parking meter out of his hand. I think that's what that is. I don't actually know. It says 5 cents, 10 cents, and that has a dial on it. I'm going to move Spawn here. So, I don't know if I gave it enough time or not. It's probably, since I put the putty on it, it's probably been about 25 minutes. I don't know if that's enough time, so I'm going to test it. It was, in fact, not enough time. In fact, it doesn't even look like the putty was really where it needed to be. It's not exactly cured yet, so I'm just going to put it back on. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't know how long it's going to take to know if it's going to work or not. So if it does, that's good. If it doesn't, that sucks. So, yeah, I guess I'll let you know in the next video if it worked or not. If not, I might just try and super glue it. If all else fails, I'm probably going to be buying a new one of these anyway, and this one will more likely than not go to my friend Aiden, so if he wants it. If not, I'll hang on to it, but yeah, that's about it. I'll show off the Spawn/Image collection with this figure in it, and then I'll wrap the video up. So here's the Spawn collection that I got right now. Almost every figure in here is a Spawn figure. You've got Spawn, Ninja Spawn, like Future Commando Spawn. Some of these guys aren't Spawn figures. I don't think Max is a Spawn figure. And this guy right here is Shaft, I believe his name. Yeah, Shaft from Youngblood. Zombie Spawn right there. The Curse, Mandarin Spawn, I think is his name. And then I think that's also a Spawn figure, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's the Spawn collection for you. A little hard to see the guys in the back, but right next to it you got the Ghost Rider collection with Lilith, the Orb, Ghost Rider, and I think his name is Voodoo. So yeah, that's gonna be the video for you. I'll see you in the next one.